Hi beautiful people! So I had a picture on my time hop come up the other day, and it was like a picture of me in my mission trip shirt and holding my suitcase, not holding it, it was heavy, holding the handle of my suitcase, and it was like right outside my apartment. I had my roommate take it because that was the day I went to Haiti for the first time last year.
I hope you had the time of your life.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it's been a year already? Like, what? It got me thinking that a lot of people go on mission trips around this time for spring break, and then also for the summer, of course, but spring breaks are huge for doing mission stuff. So I thought, why not make a video? Because a lot of people ask me about what it's like going to Haiti and what to bring and what to expect and all that stuff. And I hope to make videos about those other things that I just mentioned, but this is gonna be what to pack for if you're going on a trip. So if that's you, if you're going on a spring break mission trip or even a summer one or one coming up soon, please tell me, because I love to know where you're going and what you're gonna be doing while you're there, because mission trips are like they have a big place in my heart. So please let me know if you're going on a trip soon. I would love to know. Before I get into the actual like list of essentials, like the actual things, I just want to say this, and this is the first time you're hearing it now, but you're gonna hear it a lot throughout the video, so it's gonna sound redundant after a while, but every place that you go, the culture is gonna look different and everything about it's gonna look different. So this is just kind of a broad overview. No matter where you go, these things will be helpful for you, but make sure to do your research about the place that you're going, specifically the culture that's gonna be there, because how it's gonna look in Haiti, in the mountains of Haiti, is gonna be very different than the culture in Honduras or in Kenya or South Africa. You know, name any country that you want to. The culture is gonna look very different. So make sure you are doing your research and talking to the missionaries there, talking to your leaders, or if you're a leader, doing your own research on that to make sure you know what to expect when you get there. All right. So with that, first one is Bible. Do I even need to say this one, people? You need this book. This one, the Bible, when you are there, seriously. When you're there, you're gonna see poverty probably, if this is your first mission trip you're ever going on to a foreign country, you're gonna see some stuff you've never seen before. Culture shock and poverty like you've never seen. And it's gonna be very hard for you. And what you're gonna need to do is process through that, not only with your group, but with the Lord. This book has everything that you need to know about injustice and poverty and what we should do in response to the poor, and what we should do in terms of loving people and serving people and spreading the gospel to these people. Like, this book has every single answer that you're gonna need for that. And just, you're gonna feel, when you see poverty for the first time and experience that shock, you're gonna feel heartbroken, and you can do one of two things with that heartbreak. You can do the thing that a lot of us do, which is like just feeling super upset and down about it, but then kind of just slowly getting over it, forgetting about it. Or you can do what Jesus wants us to do, which is feel moved to be compassionate toward them, to actually do something. That's what this teaches. And so you're gonna need this to lean on him and to hear what he says about injustice, like I said, about the poor, about how we should respond when we see this kind of thing. So don't forget it, seriously. The next thing is actually two things combined into one: a journal and pen. Okay, they go together. Obviously, that's why I put them together. So I don't care if you're a guy and you think, I don't need a diary, I'm, a guy and I'm tough, whatever. Okay, no. You're gonna see stuff, I just said this, you're gonna see stuff you've never seen before, or if you're going back to a place you've been before, you're gonna wanna still process through that somehow. And, talking to people is great. I love, processing through things out loud verbally with my friends, but I also love writing things down, whether you're a guy or a girl, or even an extrovert or introvert. Like, studies have shown that writing it down like really is good for you to process through it all. So whether you just bring a spiral to just vent into, or you make like I did this a couple years ago when I went to Indianapolis on mine. I made like I don't even know what to call it. It's a journal, but it was kind of like a scrapbook kind of thing. I had little pieces of different things throughout the week that I cut out and put into here. And I made this when I got back, but I kind of wrote it all out while I was there. So I talked about what we did and the dates and different quotes from everything that happened. Oh yeah, when I fell down a pothole, I wrote that in here on March 9th, 2016. When we were this is just a random thing. We were picking up trash. I probably wouldn't even remember this if I didn't write it down. We were picking up trash on the side of a road, and those big like circular things that are like pothole things, whatever, manholes. I don't know what they're really called. I call them potholes. I fell down one, like almost fell down. Like half of my body went into one. Ripped my pants all the way up to like basically my underwear. It was a very embarrassing thing for me. Anyways, I probably wouldn't remember that if it wasn't written down in here, because my brain wants to forget something that embarrassing. But no, bring something to process everything into and to vent into. Or if you want to make something like this, like a memory scrapbook journal thing. It's so cool to look back on this, I promise you, because this makes me very, very happy that I did this because it took a long time to do, but it was so worth it. All right, next one is super important. It is culture appropriate dress. So you might have to go out and get some new stuff for this, whether it's just, Walmart or ordering stuff online, whatever works for you. But every single country that you go to is going to have certain standards for what's appropriate in terms of dress. And this is not just for women, which you might think it is. It's also for men as well. It's so important to go out and do your research about what is appropriate, what is typical of how a woman dresses when she goes to church or when she's just out working or when she's at home, whatever. Make sure you go out and do your research. And also with this, it's super important to make sure that within the region of the country you're going to, that you figure out that culture appropriate dress, because in Haiti, for example, the women in the mountains dress differently than the women in Port-au-Prince, which is the capital. There's like a 4-hour car ride difference, which isn't that far, right? If I in Illinois drove 4 hours down to a different part of Illinois, it's probably gonna look pretty similar, but in other countries that could be drastically different, like in the mountains when we were up there, we wore skirts to our knees or to the ground, but in Port-au-Prince you could wear shorts like we do in America. So it just kind of depends on where you're at and what you're doing, and it's so important to make sure you do your research on that. All right, the next one has to do with language, because language is huge, right? You might have a huge language barrier between you and the people if you're not fluent in the language or if you barely speak anything at all in that language. But that's okay. Like, don't fret about that and don't feel like you can't make an impact just because you can't have a full-on conversation with every single person that you meet. I'll tell you this, when you come back to your country and you can speak again to people, even if you're shy like me or an introvert, I'm an extrovert, but I'm a shy extrovert, just fun fact. But when you get back, I found that when I got back to America, after not being able to speak English for so long, I wanted to talk to everyone about God, every single person, literally. And ever since then, I've talked to more and more people about him, because for so long I could not, or it felt really long, it wasn't that long, but for what felt so long, I couldn't speak English and talk about Jesus with people as fluently as I would have liked. And so that's something to think about for you. It'll probably be similar, or maybe not. Maybe it was just for me, but I hope that it's for you too, because that's a really good way to push you to go out and spread the gospel. So, but yeah, if you're not fluent, here's what you can do. Get a list. You can just Google. There are so many resources online these days. Just Google whatever language it is that's spoken there, a list of common words and phrases, and print it out and bring it. Practice it before you go. Practice it on the plane. Practice it in the car, whatever. And then talk with the people there. Even if you literally have to hold the sheet in front of you and say, hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Or hola, ¿cómo estás? Whatever. It's okay, even if you don't have it perfect. Like, they will understand. And honestly, having this and like trying, they will know. They'll realize, wow, she cares. Like, she's trying to talk to me because she has this list or whatever. So don't feel like, oh, I sound so bad if I mess up or if I'm holding the sheet. Don't worry about it. Like, they'll know and recognize that you're trying and that you care. Okay, next one is medicine. I'm not a doctor, so please don't ask me these questions, but ask your doctor, like, what is prevalent in this country that I'm going to? What could I possibly get sick from? You could quite possibly be exposed to diseases that you've never been exposed to before and that you're not immune to. And so it's important to do your research and see, okay, this is pretty common there and I could get sick from this. And if you need to, get your shots, get on malaria pills, whatever it might be. I went on malaria pills for both of my trips to Haiti, and I also got a typhoid shot as well. And so yeah, do your research, talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor, but if you need to, look into it and get your shots. The next thing I highly recommend that you bring are baby wipes, okay? Might sound weird to bring baby wipes, but they're basically these amazing, wonderful things that are lifesavers if you do not have running water in the country you're going to. Or if there is running water and you just can't shower every single day or even every couple days. These things are lifesavers. The best brand I found, and this is not sponsored at all, pinky promise, that I found that work the best, they're the largest, and sorry for people who hate this word, but the most moist ones are called Assurance. I get them at Walmart, okay? They're these huge, like, not a bag, but just like a package of baby wipes that you can get there. They're called Assurance. I will link the name of that in the description. I know you can get them at Walmart, probably Amazon as well if you look. But yeah, those ones are the best that I found work the best. And literally, like, if you can't take a shower, don't worry. These things will make you feel like you did take one, even if there was no water involved. It's weird, but they work super well. Ooh, again, if you can't shower, this one is an essential. So dry shampoo, seriously, like, if you can't shower, you're gonna need some of this, because when I went to Haiti the first time, let me spin in my chair, my hair got so oily, legitimately, like, I'm pretty sure the oil was like down to the bottom of my ear, like it came halfway across my head. It was so disgusting, because the dry shampoo that I found, like, to bring, like, did not work very well at all. So it was pretty much just all oil, which is fine. Like, who cares? I'm not there to look pretty. I'm there to serve, you know? But the kind that I tried the second time when I went was this one. And now I'm like, wow, I still use it just day to day. Again, not sponsored, pinky promise. This is Batiste. It is an amazing brand, and it works really well for my hair. I know that different products, regardless of whether it's shampoo or conditioner or whatever, different products are gonna work better for some hair than others, you know? So for this one, it works for me, but try different ones out before you go to see, just does it work well, or you're gonna have oil down to half of your head to your ear, like me. Ooh, when I put that down, I picked this up because that's the next one. Headbands. This is actually the exact one that I wore when I was there, and it see how, like, it can kind of almost look like, not a hat, but one of those, like, long bandana things. I put that on and it covered up all my oil, at least as much as was possible. Bring headbands. You can get them anywhere for pretty cheap, and I still wear them now when I have, you know, second day hair and stuff. So get some cute ones. You can find them for pretty cheap at places.
Good. Yeah, just like this. Wear it like this. Yeah.
Next one. This is like something that I have at all times. This is just a must-have for faraway distance. Just kidding. But really. This is my water bottle that I brought to Haiti the second time, and ever since then I've just been using it. I kind of stole it from my mom because it was hers. But yeah, it's insulated. It keeps it cold even if it's, you know, super duper hot in Haiti. It was great to have this, and I love it so much. So get your hands on an insulated one if possible. These last few things that I have in my notes are just small things that don't really need an explanation, so I'll just say them real quick, okay? Hand sanitizer, sunscreen, bug spray, and cards or card games. So yeah, they're pretty self-explanatory. You can figure that out on your own, but I found they're important to have. So you pray about it if you think you need to bring those things. Did I just say that was the last thing? I have one more thing. This is the very last thing, promise. This is gonna sound cheesy because it's not like a physical thing like a water bottle or like a Bible or something that you can bring. It is like a thing that you can, how do I explain this? It's like a mindset that you can have. That's the best way to put it. So the last thing that I think is so vital and essential to bring is a servant's heart. Sorry for sounding cheesy because I know it's not a thing, but we are here to serve. And that's not just when we're on mission trips, but at all times. I made a video talking about how our whole life is a mission, you know. I'll link that in the description if I remember to do that. But while you're on your mission trip, your goal is to serve the people there and to serve the missionaries who live there and to serve the other people on your team as well. It's not about you. You're not going there to be served, but to serve. If you don't know what it means to serve, just go to Philippians 2 where it talks about how Christ lived and how he was a servant, and that was the goal and purpose of his life. So go read that. Philippians chapter 2 is what it is. What we were taught in our mission trip training was, you know, being a servant means to be willing to do the things that no one else wants to do. Be the first person to say, I would love to do that. When they say, who wants to clean out the toilet, right? Say to them, I would love to do that. It would be my pleasure to do that. And don't be a brown noser. Don't be a kiss up, you know, by being like, sure, I'll do anything you want, you know, and just being annoying about it. Like, genuinely mean it. I would love to do that. What do you want me to do after that? I would love to do anything that you have for me. Anything that you need to get done, I'll do it. Like, even if you don't say those words, just show that you want to do it by having a joyful heart and being enthusiastic, being excited to do these tasks that you're asked to do. That's what it means to be a servant. And so don't just do that when you're there. Bring that attitude home with you. You know, you can learn it there and practice it there, but then bring it back to the people around you at your house. Bring it back to the people at your school. Bring it back to the people at your work, because that's what Christ ultimately wants us to do. So that is all that I have for this video in terms of what to bring, including a little cheesy thing to bring. If you're going on a mission trip, please let me know in the comments below or DM me on Instagram or whatever it takes. Email me, I don't care. I would just love to know if you're going on one, and if you are, what you're gonna be doing while you're there, because I love mission trips. Seriously, they are life-changing experiences. So if you're not going and you just kind of wanted to watch this for fun, if you ever get the opportunity to go. Seriously, go. They'll change your life forever. I'm not kidding. Like, it sounds cheesy, but seriously, it'll change your life. So if you get the chance, go on one. Seriously, go. Well, that is it for me. I hope that you have a great day and know that you are so loved and so beautiful. You beckon me
to leave all that I've known.